Hours turn into days, days turn into years. Soon in love they disappear. Listening from afar, always watching, losing the sense that I am real. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. The sense of home where you don't lose, but somehow I've forgotten who. Someone you used to hold so close, drifting away, and nothing you can say will stop them. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. Don't fall too far, I'll still be watching. I know you don't know I'm here, but I'll still be watching. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. Hours turn into days, days turn into years. Soon enough they disappear. Listening from afar, always watching, losing the sense that I am real. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. The sense of home where you don't lose. Somehow I've forgotten who. Someone you used to hold so close, drifting away, and nothing you can say will stop them. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. Don't fall too far, I'll still be watching. I know you don't know I'm here, but I'll still be watching. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. Into days, days turn into years. Soon enough they disappear. Listening from afar, always watching, losing the sense that I am real. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. The sense of home where you don't lose. But somehow I've forgotten who. Someone we used to hold so close, drifting away, and nothing you can say will stop them. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most. Don't fall too far, I'll still be watching. I know you don't know I'm here, but I'll still be watching. I'll still be waiting. I'll still be waiting. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most.
Please don't mistake the personality of our next graduate as that of a wilting violet, for Lhasa off is anything but. Please don't mistake the personality.
Hours turn into days, days turn into years. Soon enough they disappear. Listening from afar, always watching, losing the sense that I am real. Drifting through this life, feeling like a ghost, entirely forgotten by the ones you love the most.
Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Goronsky, principal of Polaris Expeditionary Learning School, and I'd like to welcome you to Polaris Expeditionary Learning School's 2020 graduation. Please stand to welcome and honor our graduating class of 2020.
Hello. I'm Cass Landman.
And I'm Jazzy Leonard.
Welcome to the 2020 Polaris graduation. I know this is kind of like an odd situation to be in, but I'm still glad that everyone is all here together. Whether you're a student, teacher, family member, community member, or anything else, thank you for being here.
Graduation is special for everyone, but Polaris graduations are unique compared to most traditional high schools' graduation ceremonies. We'll all get to hear how each one of us has impacted a teacher or staff member by hearing a short speech from them. We'll get to reminisce on moments from our high school careers where we grew as learners, leaders, friends, and even family. We have a lot of fond memories.
Like the time Sarah's crew used paddle boards to save innocent little toy bears from a kayak at Horsetooth Reservoir.
And the time Biller's crew worked in graceful harmony to TP Biller's desk and Biller.
Sarah put a lot of effort into making sure we were a crew. From annual events like our Mardi Gras party to weekly things like Mindfulness Mondays, she wanted to make sure we had the space to take care of ourselves and each other. When I say that we spent a Minecraft afternoon as a crew just finger painting, or another one playing Minecraft together, it makes it sound like she went easy on us, but that is so far from the truth. She always kept her deadlines and stood her ground, holding us accountable. You could tell she wanted us to be healthy and productive, happy and accomplished. We may not have been as competitive or loud as other crews, but I always felt comfortable and safe in her room. Simply put, she was a really good mama bear.
What I respect most about Biller is that he taught us, especially me, to always stop, listen, and try to understand someone's story before you respond. And no matter what they have said, try to respond with kindness because it can't do any harm. Biller taught us to be our best selves and challenged us to try our hardest. He's given us support academically, as a teacher should do, but he's also showed up to our athletic competitions, listened to EP albums, celebrated photography awards, and watched our Australian Outback documentaries. Whatever we have produced and presented to him, Biller has been our biggest fan. No matter what we've all experienced or accomplished, Biller has taught us to never give up on ourselves. And it's clear to me now that in that time, Biller has never given up on us either.
Jazzy and I have been attending Polaris since kindergarten and first grade, and have gotten to experience 12 years of the Polaris culture throughout 2 buildings and various changes in faculty. Though I, much like Polaris, have changed a ton in the past few years, what hasn't changed is the fact that I was welcomed and accepted no matter who I was.
We have all been supported as we've shared our stories and opened up to what felt like a group of strangers that slowly became more like family. We have also learned how to be supporters and see the perspectives of others with wildly different experiences. Polaris has provided a safe environment to support and be supported in, and in result, I have been able to meet some of the strongest people that I know.
Perhaps best evidenced by the a bit unorthodox format in which we're speaking to you all now, we're becoming adults in a very strange time globally. We're going to face challenges that previous generations simply haven't. And we have the ability now to make a real difference more than ever. We know for a fact that the class of 2020, our fellow Beatles and Bears, are more than ready to take this in stride.
Due to both our teachers and our peers who guided us the whole way, we have all expanded our worldviews and opened our minds.
The graduates of 2020 are our future teachers,
Journalists,
artists,
musicians,
cosmetologists,
data analysts,
physicists,
neuroscientists,
firefighters,
veterinarians,
chefs,
and directors.
Many of us are still undecided, but whatever we may decide to do, we will make an impact on our world.
As our crew motto state,
be tough yet gentle, humble but bold,
and be kind first.
We would also like to take a moment of silence to honor Tamir Rice.
Tamir would have been 18 this year and would have graduated with the class of 2020, but he was shot and killed by a police officer in 2014 for playing with a toy gun. Tamir was only 12 years old. We want to lead this moment of silence for him and all Black lives lost as a result of police violence. Thank you. Black Lives Matter.
And now we have a music performance for you all.
I'm Geneva, and this is Annalie. This is a song that we wrote called Stories. Show me all the lives that you've lived. Show me all the places you've been. Show me all the ups and the downs. Show me who you wanted to be. Show me all the friends that you had. The promises you made in the dark. Show me the mistakes that you made. Tell me it'll all be okay. After all the pain is left, tell me what you see. Tell me why misery makes better stories. Sat me down and I asked you why does it hurt so much? So we don't do things for the ones we love, we do it for the ones we lost. Show me all the places that made you who you are. Used to be faint memories you think about a lot. After all the pain is left, tell me what you see. Tell me why misery makes better stories. Once we finally reach the end, tell me you didn't pretend. Tell me all your stories came from the heart. You only have one life to live, you don't get another start. After all the pain is left, tell me what you see. Tell me why misery makes better stories.
How about these talented young students? Members of the Polaris community, Dr. Smizer, Board, President Favre, members of the Board of Education and PSD Cabinet, I welcome you all in celebrating Polaris's graduating class of 2020. Today we honor these young men and women as they continue their journey in being contributing citizens to our local as well as our global community. To the graduating class of 2020, I'd like to first express my gratitude for your grace and flexibility during these challenging times. Although the term graduating carries certain weight with it this year due to closures of schools in fourth quarter across the U.S., and we, along with many others, doing our best to honor you in ways that are not aligned with what we have come to expect with this important ceremony of recognition. Yes, the word graduation just doesn't seem to fit as I speak to you with this sparsely filled venue with a mask on as we maintain our distance from one another. Yet this is where we find ourselves. However, the word class within graduating class seems rather fitting to describe you all at this time. Although we're not gathered together in our familiar crew way in the month of May at the Lincoln Center, you have demonstrated a lot of class in how you have responded to the trials of the COVID-19 that has put you through so far. You have participated in surveys to voice your graduation preferences. You have talked it over with one another during virtual team meetings. You've showed a good amount of understanding and flexibility throughout. All this points to evidence that you are truly in a class of your own. Perhaps your ability to cope with the variables being thrown in your direction should give us all hope for the future. Tony Wagner of Harvard School of Education speaks to our need to redefine rigor in order to improve schools for the sake of our kids and our future. One of the 7 tenets he speaks of, one that is most evident right now, is being able to display the ability to be agile and adaptable. His theory is that you'll be challenged in the future, perhaps more challenged than any prior generation. And to think, be flexible, change, and use a variety of tools to solve problems is what will be asked of you. And as you wrap up your K-12 experience, you were thrown into a situation that did require all of these things. Sure, you had used Google Classroom for years, but you had to pick up on what team meetings were, you had to manage your time on your own, you had to set goals without direct contact with a teacher, and you simply had to be independent. Doing a socially distanced graduation like this is certainly not ideal. However, I would contest that more than any other class that has come before you, you have had to demonstrate that you are capable of being leaders of your own learning. And you have succeeded in doing so. So although you weren't required to do a senior presentation of learning to walk today, like prior alumni, you have had the opportunity to authentically demonstrate what you do in a POL, what you have learned in the past, and how it will help you in the future. In essence, you have been living your presentation of learning. And despite not having a POL to provide an academic closure to your time here, or Polaris Games to prove your mettle against the staff in our annual senior class versus staff tug-of-war, I do hope that you have a bank of memories of schooling that can help ease the pain of not having a normal graduation or closure. I hope you recall the trip to New York City last May or doing choral restoration in the past. I hope you remember fondly Randy referring to you as a vegetable in the most endearing way possible during his math or science class, and how Mark and Sarah, your crew teachers, being there to support you as you transitioned from adolescence into adulthood. Longing for rites of passage like Polaris Games and prom is understandable, and we empathize. But I hope it doesn't cloud all the other fond memories that you may have of your careers here at Polaris. So again, thank you for your display of class throughout these challenging times and for living a senior presentation of learning. You will always be remembered as class of 2020, graduating with class. Thank you very much. We will now move into what has become a favorite aspect of our Polaris graduations, the staff recognition of each individual student. This was pre-recorded because, as you know, not every staff could be here. This time, and during some of our constraints, we have this pre-recorded version. So if you cannot see, if you're sitting off to the side, if you're a staff member or board member and you'd like to get a better view, as long as you're 6 feet away from folks, feel free to find a seat elsewhere. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Please don't mistake the personality of our next graduate as that of a wilting violet, for Lhasa Off is anything but. Though she may appear somewhat shy and reserved in classes, she is a force to be reckoned with. In math classes, she always showed a strong self-motivation and a phenomenal work ethic. Several times in class, other students who didn't have Lhasa skills would ask how they could earn an A in the class, and I'd just smile and point to Lhasa. And though only a small example, it illustrates Lhasa's quiet, humble leadership, one exemplified by soft words and actions. She seems to have developed this style through several challenging transitions that she's had in her life and through formative volunteer and travel experiences. In this way, she embodies the ideals of Taoism, the Eastern philosophy which espouses life experiences, quiet leadership, and simply going with the flow. This is precisely what Lassa is doing in her future, for while she thinks she may want to work in the field of healthcare, she is open to anything that is fulfilling and contributes positively to society. Lassa, I have no doubt that you will make a difference wherever your path takes you, and good luck.
I like to dance. I like to dance at school, and I like to make kids dance with me at school. Kids like to make fun of me for dancing. That is, except for Jazzy. Jazzy is always up for dancing, and if you were to count up all the minutes that we've spent dancing together at school, it would be like, well, a lot, because we all know I'm not very good at math. Although I'm going to miss having a dance buddy, I'm going to miss Jazzy's presence at Polaris even more. She's a warrior. She's creative, inquisitive, driven, and hysterical. Jazzy is the human version of the Colorado sunshine that we all love. Jazzy, you remind me every single day what it means to be tough and kind in the same breath, and I will always be thankful for that. The world is a better place with you in it, and well, go make your dreams come true, Jazz. I'm so proud of you.
I met Goose for the first time a few years ago, and I was immediately struck by his deep love for music. He can play everything, sing and songwrite, and he's a loving and caring friend. Even though he excelled in the IB program at Poudre High School, I was so glad he came over to Polaris. Here, Goose chose to spend more time exploring his passions in music, outdoors, health, and leadership. His successes are extraordinary for his age, like being the music assistant at the Museum of Discovery and playing in 3 bands. If you haven't already, check out his bands: Cosmic Hot Sauce, My Dog Ate Chad, and Smelling Melons. You can find them on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, and the radio station 102.3. Goose's thoughtfulness has led him to already figuring out the secret to a healthy and happy life. He knows how to do what he loves and do it well. He takes time for quiet, spends time experiencing joy with the people he wants to be around. What brilliance will we see next? Goose, you just keep doing you because you are spectacular.
I met Annika Feltz for the first time in my PE class as a junior. She quickly became a leader in class because of her ability to set the tone as being a self-starter. Annika has always been curious and eager to learn. I remember vividly her work ethic in class. Annika took on the mile run as a challenge and pushed her limits like a marathon runner to the point of exhaustion. She never quit, never complained, never made excuses. It said a lot about her character. It is a privilege to celebrate Annika's journey while acknowledging the time, energy, and sacrifices that she has made to make this milestone possible. As you begin the next phase of your life, understand that you were born to be real, not perfect. The journey of life is a marathon, not a sprint, and you are more than ready to take on this next leg. Just remember, Annika, you are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. Trust your brilliance, trust your voice, trust your intuition. Congratulations on this remarkable achievement. May the days and years ahead be filled with vibrant health, peace, gratitude, grace, success, and self-discovery. Your marathon continues, Annika Feltz, class of 2020.
Hi, Cynthia. It's Cynthia. Man, I really miss saying that to you at school and seeing you smile back at me. Wow, you've done it. You're graduating, and I couldn't be more proud of you. There were certainly times when you struggled, and we were worried about you. I was worried about you, but I didn't give up on you, and most importantly, you didn't give up on yourself. There's a resilient woman inside of you, and she cannot be broken by a person or a circumstance. She's brave and courageous, fierce and kind. It's taken an ocean of courage for you to pick up the pieces in your life and to build something so beautiful and brand new. But you've done it, and I know you'll only continue to get stronger. I truly enjoyed all of the time I got to spend with you during intensive weeks and just chatting with you at school. I'm really excited to learn about what the next steps will be for you in your life. Certain they'll be filled with lots of adventure, a lot of personal growth, and hopefully plenty of love. Congratulations, Cynthia.
There's something puzzling to me. What does a pineapple beanie and Ninja Turtle hoodie wearing and shorts worn every day all year long sixth grader who barely said 20 words that year have in common with the poised, eloquent, bright young woman that is graduating? I've considered that there's nothing, she has just grown up, but I wonder if the commonality is tenacity. It took persistence to wear shorts in sub-zero temperatures, legs the color of beets with everyone nagging her to wear jeans. It took determination to keep working on math, even though it made her anxious and she was certain she would fail. It took tenaciousness to teach her crew their Polaris game stance to umbrella. However, it did allow her to watch Tom Holland many, many times over, so I'm not sure if that one counts. I've watched Eliza earn an A in chemistry and teach herself Fair Isle knitting. So there it is. Eliza has more tenacity than any student I've met. She's got that oomph to keep going when things get hard, when she's scared, or even when she is certain she will fail. And then she succeeds. Eliza, I'm excited to see where your willpower will take you next.
Zachary Arnold, this one's for you. And this is for you too, you dapper gentleman, you. I'd like to do a reading for you, Zachary. Finding out in our last intensive together that you are a avid card player, which I already knew, and gamer, and tarot reader. I'd like to do a reading for you. This is Tiny Town from the Royal Mischief deck. This is the beginning of your story with us at Polaris. Wee Zachary before you became Gigantic Zachary. The Two of Pentacles, it was the balancing act that you figured out how to do quite well early on in our Polaris time together. A student who's very capable, you became knowledgeable and handled your endeavors well. You also became our magician, mastering all four elements, becoming a humble magician as well. The Seven of Swords, you started to take college classes and go beyond the walls of Polaris, leaving behind your legacy, taking all your tools and skills with you to achieve more. Thus brings us to today, the Chariot. The Chariot is taking you from Polaris, pulling you forward, ever forward on new adventures. I just wish I could get you some unicorns to pull your chariot. Never forget that you bested the bear, being Sarah Bear. And never forget that at Polaris, you'll always have a family, and you'll always have people who care and love about you. Beware those cosmic creatures as you venture forth, Zachary. They could be fearsome, they could be friendly, but I have a feeling that no matter what, you, good sir, are going to be prepared for it. Cheers. We'll miss you.
Dark blue sweatshirt, jeans, doom hat, repeat. Dark blue sweatshirt, jeans, doom hat, repeat. Adam Smith shows up with his uniform and is ready for anything. Astronomy project, check. 500-piece horse puzzle, check. Polaris Games trivia questions, check. Dominate class Uno game, check. Adam, although I know sometimes hesitation and stubbornness is a part of your facade, it has been amazing to see your growth and persistence over the years. This get-her-done attitude didn't begin out of nowhere. It took a commitment to growth and change over your high school years. Deep down, I know that you do care and that learning is something that you take seriously and might even enjoy a little bit. I have always appreciated your good morning greetings and half smile as you report how you're doing in my morning classes, and how over time you have shared this gentle side with your peers. Please continue to make this productivity and kindness a part of your regularly scheduled routine in this next chapter of your life. By the way, do you like my hat? Congratulations, Adam.
Joshua Gunny Lurkins joined Polaris a little later than his peers, but true to Gunny's style, you would have never guessed it. I've been teaching for well over a decade, and I can honestly tell you that I have never seen a student on their first day come in and take charge quite like Gunny. His first day at Polaris will be one I'll never forget. He strode into my classroom, big smile on his face, stretched out his hand and yelled out, "Billa!" Shook it, turned around and walked out, right in the middle of my Algebra 1 class. You've never seen so many confused and terrified freshmen in your life. But that was just Gunny's style. I thought this kid is either completely clueless or just completely confident. Well, after a few actual courses, a TA gig, and a lot of conversations, I can tell you, it's all confidence. I wish I would have had more time to share with Gunny, but I realized something. He's the type that once he's in your life, he's going to stick around. And it's just to make your life better. Josh, you told me once that you want to change the world. It's your shot, man. It's time to go do it. I wish you only the best. I'm going to miss you dearly. And I can honestly tell you, the pleasure has been all mine. Thanks, and good luck to you.
Hi, Sully. I've missed having you in my classes since the first one you took with me, though I can't remember what it was exactly. Algebra, maybe? I do remember several of our conversations. You had just transferred to Polaris and you shared that you were having some issues finding your new normal during the transition. Some days seemed all right, but you weren't too sure about this whole high school gig. Fast forward a year or so and you look like a completely changed man. You seem to have single-mindedly devoted yourself to graduating, discovering the beauty of online learning and the necessary self-motivation required to be successful in that endeavor. On a more personal note, I'll so miss your variegated hair color, pink or blue, your sense of style, and discussions about what you feel passionate about. I predict that your deeply philosophical nature will enable you to affect positive change in this wacky world of ours. However, the thing I think I'll miss most is when I could crack a corny enough joke to make you laugh, your smile just lit up the room. Take care, my friend, and good luck.
One thing that I've learned is that no matter what you're trying to do, obstacles seem to get in the way. Some are big and some are small, but in order to be successful, you've got to battle on. For some, this might be a daunting task, but for Colton, it's going to be no problem. What makes me so confident? Well, too cold for us to go outside? Classroom baseball it is, complete with a weird stick and a masking tape ball. Need to quell the urge to fish while on an adventure trip in Hawaii? Of course, just pack up your fishing pole, convince your friends to buy you squid bait, spill the squid, and have friends anyway somehow. Oh yeah, and there was the time that I was the obstacle in your way, even though we were on the same team on the Frisbee field, and I learned firsthand how quickly obstacles in your way get crushed into the ground. I'm so proud of you. I know the world is a better place because of your kind heart, generous spirit, quick wit, and ability to crush obstacles. I'm going to miss having you around school. Congratulations.
This young man has always been a natural entertainer in my Spanish classes, from dressing up in crazy costumes or changing his voice to transform to a different person. I loved having him in class because he's always crafted a light and funny atmosphere while creating fun Spanish presentations with his friends. Matan is a natural entertainer. He is very devoted to supporting the music program here at Polaris. He created videos to guide others for the Modern Band program, was a devoted TA, and ran the Boys and Girls Club Modern Band classes. Matan, I look forward to seeing all your adventures in life and hope that no matter what you do, you keep entertaining all you encounter throughout your life. Congratulations on graduating.
If I could do it over again, I would get to know Anna Lee Canese sometime before her last semester of high school. I met her just this January, and she quickly became one of the sharpest students in my film studies class. Despite juggling an awkward schedule between Front Range Community College and Polaris, she rocked the class, offering insightful comments, writings, and videos. In her video film review of the film Let It Be, she discussed the role of music in movies. She said, "Music helps flesh out the emotional landscape of a production. Music can underline certain psychological refinements and build a sense of continuity. Without it, films would feel bare and would have less ways of communicating certain emotions." What I would like to underline is that it's students like Anna Lee who are kind, thoughtful, and interesting that flesh out the emotional landscape at school, build a sense of continuity, and make my job so meaningful. So thank you, Annalee, and best of luck in your future. Keep after your passions.
Daring greatly means the courage to be vulnerable. It means to show up and be seen, to ask for what you need, to talk about how you're feeling, and to have the hard conversations. That's a quote from Brené Brown. When I read this recently as I was preparing for my mindfulness class, Camille, you came to mind. Although you came to our crew our junior year, it feels like you have been both a bear and a penguin in spirit your whole life. You have always been authentically yourself. You've been present. You ask for what you need. You've been courageous enough to point out some of my shortcomings as a teacher in the most kind way possible. And you have enthusiastically led our crew in the most amazing dances at Polaris games. You are never afraid to get your hands dirty, like when we removed invasive plants at Phantom Canyon in the icy rain. And most of all, you've been an outstanding leader to our crew at the right time, and for others in the grades below you, a great mentor to aspire to. As you bring your gifts and talents out into this world, I wish for you to continue to harness life's joy with courage and contemplation. You always will be the first queen of Sarah's crew. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, and congratulations, Camille Friedel.
For those of you who don't know her, Jacoba Stauffer is, among other things, an accomplished musician. This is a poem I wrote for her and about her. Composition for imaginary viola for Jacoba. I wish these words were notes, more precisely sounded by bow, string, fingers, the music instantly recognizable as beautiful and complex, its gracile melancholy balanced by a rhythmic ostinato of strength and intelligence, its felicity of warmth and honesty expressed through a vibrato of perseverance. Even with the brassy, banging, blaring voices of the orchestra, we listen for the viola. So take up your instrument and, con bravura, sing. Congratulations, Jacoba. You did it.
Isabel Cluett is known around the Polaris hallways by her initials, IC. Icy. I'd like to take this opportunity in speaking about her to explain why it's a decent nickname, but not a perfect one for her. You see, Icy is how I describe Isabel's focus and resolve on the tennis court. She's dangerous for her opponents. They better watch out. Icy is how I describe her no-nonsense approach to academics. Nothing will stand in the way of that girl getting a good education. And icy is how I describe Isabel's cold, no-nonsense approach to anything unjust, unfounded, or unkind. You see, Icy's a good name, but it's not perfect for her because it doesn't do a good job of describing the other things about her. You see, Isabel is also friendly, silly, thoughtful, sweet, a good sport, approachable, genuine, responsible, gentle, and kind. Sure, she's icy, but she's also so much more than that. Isabel, I am so grateful our paths crossed and that we got to spend the last 4 years with each other. I'm going to miss the good times and the tough times and everything in between. I am so proud of you, and I wish you only the best.
Students might tell you that I can be a little animated in the classroom, and this would be a really nice way for them to tell you that it seems like a purple circus exploded and I'm some kind of loud ringmaster. But in order for me to function at my best, I need students like Zoya in my life to provide balance. Zoya is one of the most thoughtful, caring, creative, genuine, and gentle students that has ever walked into my room. When she's in class, the room suddenly becomes more balanced. She helps me slow down, take breaths, and remember to live in the moment. In fact, I know that she impacts you too. The world is a much better place because Zoya is here. She's passionate and driven, and her roar, although quiet, is the best kind. It is one for hope for the future, one that demands that we do what is right, while also letting you know that we are deeply cared about. Zoya, I am so excited for your adventures in the future, and I'll miss having you in my class more than I can even say. Congratulations, I am so proud of you.
I haven't been at Polaris for very long, but Leif helped welcome me by being my very first TA, and he was a wonderful support and brought much humor into the studio. Leif's very congenial and can make anyone feel welcome. He's passionate about people, and I can see that in the way he interacted with his peers, his underclassmen, and elementary students too. Leif, I know that your life's been rocky at times, but I'm excited to see the paths you create for yourself moving forward. I know that your passion, your idealism, and your drive towards those ideals will pave your way to a brighter future for yourself. You're very introspective, and I've enjoyed our philosophical discussions. I know that you will continue to grow, challenge yourself and the world around you, and be a leader for those who don't have a voice. Funnel your kindness and your passion and your great ideas into something beautiful that only you can create. I expect great things from you in the future.
Like Carlos when he was the lone middle schooler on a rafting adventure. He walked right up and declared, "I'm Carlos Funk, representing the Funk family, keeping it funky since 1763. And when we got to the Colorado River, he just leapt right in and lectured everyone within earshot on his favorite native fish. And in this fashion, he kept it up for 5 years. For example, his classroom presentations often became carnivalesque educational experiences featuring wild gesticulations and detours into topics like fish and wildlife biology, international protest songs, flags, and a whole lot more. All in all, pretty funky. And in that funk, Carlos, I stand with you in solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. And our union makes us strong.
This student is like a magician. She has all these amazing talents, and each time she shows one off, I'm like, what? Whoa! Thorn has the sweetest and fiercest soul. I wish we all had that in us. One of my favorite times with Thorn was when she stage managed the musical Mulan. I had no idea how to stage manage and connected her with a professional stage manager who mentored her through the process. Thorn meticulously called all the cues for the lighting and music under tremendous pressure, and it was one of those wow moments for me as a teacher. Thorn is fearless in finding what feels right for her and pushes herself to succeed in that endeavor. She has passionately studied automotive technology, art, music, science, business, and has narrowed it down to working in the medical field. Thorn, I want you to know that I'm one of your biggest fans. I'm thinking about getting a t-shirt with your name on it. Stay fierce, and everyone that meets you along the way, their hearts are going to be a little bigger because they met you.
Hi, Geneva. I know how much you love music, and I was going to write your rap, but I thought of something even better. A graph. Your exponential or your growth graph, G cubed. So you have increasing growth here, the classes down here at the bottom, and I just wanted to point out how steep the slope of your growth has been over these 3 years. Starting in the second quarter of geometry, where you seem you really started taking responsibility for your stuff and your learning, and then strong linear growth until we got to WRV, where you were really starting to find your feet with community service, and then more linear growth to another exponential growth phase at WRV2, where you really got into the leadership. So I love that. I'm so proud of you. So your growth has been phenomenal. It's been a pleasure getting to know you over these last 3 years, and you're at once a wonderful teacher, activist, musician, and server of the community. These traits, along with your ebullient personality, will make you a force to be reckoned with in your future. Go for it.
Sometimes Evan likes to pretend that he isn't awesome. The problem with this is that Evan is very awesome. He is incredibly intelligent and capable of excellent work and thoughtful conversation. He's incredibly kind and always looking out for other people, even if they may not know it. And Evan is tremendously fun to be around, hilarious, always making people laugh and feel comfortable. Evan is a leader, sometimes a loud one, sometimes a quiet one, but always a good one. And Evan is the kind of student that you'd like to have in your classroom. If we all had a classroom full of Evans, we'd be set. Evan, I'm going to miss having you in the classroom and seeing you roam around the hallways. There'll be a little less joyful, chaotic energy, and I'll miss having somebody to talk to about baseball and history and the history of baseball. I know you're going to do great things. Keep spreading the joy and the kindness that you've always brought to us, and don't be a stranger. Congratulations, I'm so proud of you.
Kaya has spent more time with me than any student I've ever had. And if she doesn't deserve a medal or some type of special recognition with a cash prize, I don't know what does. Kaya's high school experience has been an adventure. There have been plenty of days shouting from the top of desks, and there's been a few days where those desks made a good place to hide under. I've never had a student like Kaya, and I struggle to find the right words, so I'm just going to say this to her. Kaya, thank you for being my student, for being my answer key and my bodyguard, my helper. Thank you for being my listener and my sage. Thank you for laughing when no one else would. Thank you for being real with me when I needed it. Thank you for being my companion all of this time. You know, it's tough being a teacher sometimes, but when you have students like Kaya, it's the easiest job in the world. And to quote a professor that I know that Kaya knows, they said, one person. That's all it takes, is just one person. So with that, Kaya, good luck. I'm so proud of you, and thank you for being my one person.
Hey Fawn, it's Grendel. I wanted to first and foremost say thank you for everything you have done and given and all the time you have spent at Polaris. I've gotten to know you over numerous art classes of every medium, sculpture, printmaking, and drawing. What I really love about you isn't just your talent. It's about your generosity, your kindness, and your thoughtfulness toward others. I identify with that as an artist as well. This is in my daughter's room, a mural that I painted for her when she was young, surrounded by magic wands I've made for my family. I think back to our time in Polaris Awards together. I think about all the cool quills you made for every single student in every single house. I think about all the printmaking time that you put in and all the volunteer work you've done throughout everything, and the amazing products you've just given away to folks to make them smile. I would love to give you a gnome the next time I see you. I think you are an honorary gnome. I think you are hardworking. I think you are kind, industrious, and I wish you the best of luck next year. Continue to make awesome, beautiful stuff. I know you will. And continue to brighten the world. I know you will.
The first time I had Dylan in class, I could tell I was going to like him. He has a polite and energetic demeanor. Dylan made it very apparent that he's a very hard worker. He has always taken the initiative to improve his skills, whether it be in Spanish or other classes. He is working outside of school, making friends, working in the outdoors, whether he's on a bike or hiking. Dylan has always been a go-getter, from selling things online, lemonade stands, being on a team, working well with others. And additional to his outdoor skills, he's worked at high-end restaurants, and he's also expanding his knowledgeable palette by learning welding skills. And I have no doubt that Dylan is going to go far with no matter what he does. He's a great guy that gets along with everyone, and I look forward to seeing what you accomplish and where you go, and I hope that you keep in contact. Congratulations, Dylan.
I had the privilege of gaining Caitlin in my crew during her junior year. When she came to our crew, Caitlin was quiet, reserved, artsy, thoughtful, everything a crew leader could dream for. Little did I know that the student not only had a wild side, but also a great sense of humor. When I was reviewing our roster for our fall intensives last year, I was pleasantly surprised that Caitlin was participating in our San Juan River raft trip. I was even more pleased that she sat shotgun for the entire 8-hour ride, sharing with me her great taste in music and knack for thoughtful conversation. On the trip, she led our rowdy group of river rats with quiet determination, even after a spill or two in the rapids. Although sometimes, Caitlin, I know you doubt your own capabilities and confidence, you have everything you need and more. As a wise person once said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Who are you not to be, Caitlin? I wish you the best in this next chapter of your life, and you can airdrop me with weird memes anytime you can find my iPhone. Congratulations, Caitlin.
Hi, Luna. I just wanted to say happy graduation. I know that the past couple of years that we've known each other, you've grown tremendously in your confidence and your ability to persevere, and I'm really proud of that. You've had a really good year this year. I mean, you worked so hard with your classes at Front Range and Polaris and becoming a CNA and working on top of that, and you didn't give up, and that's awesome. It was so fun to see your passion for photography and the medical field just come alive, and I know that you'll be an asset to wherever that takes you. Wanted to also say you may be tiny, but you make up for it way more than, you know, with your big heart and your compassion and your feistiness. So, I will miss you next year, and I hope that all the best for you, and take care.
Lauren O'Brien, you might also know by her gangsta persona, Leroy Fauchot, for beneath that sweet-looking soft outer layer lies the toughened insides of a high-balling player. At first, when she thought about taking my class, she heard I'm a difficult pain in the ass. Then in physics, she found that I'm not such a Grinch, and the ideas for her were mostly a cinch. Oftentimes, when concepts needed explaining, her friends looked to her for knowledge obtaining. Though not a fan of excessive remonstration, often shying away from class presentations, her continued protest and strong demonstrations finally led to most grades through participation. The more I got to know Lauren, I learned about the fabulous human into which she had turned, strong family connections, her mineral and jewelry collections, marvelous presence in pastry confections, and diehard support for her friend intersections. I did so enjoy our off-period chats when I'd learn all the gossip about all the cats. Thanks for letting me be your homie and for taking the time and getting to know me. I'll miss you.
As I was digging through my photos from past adventure trips, I came across a beautiful representation that captures the essence of Skylar Buchanan in a nutshell. It was a chilly, windy day on the Colorado River. The water was high, and the anticipation was too, as we prepared to drop a Class 2 rapid on a stand-up paddleboard. While most were afraid of this first challenge, out front, ahead of all the guides, almost, was Skylar Buchanan, cool, calm, and smiling ear to ear. And sure enough, Skylar navigated her way through high school this same way. You see, Skylar is not just tough, she is also gentle. She mentors freshmen, or even those from middle school, with her work with SART. She is humble. She never asks for attention for her accomplishments, like planning Polaris games. She is bold, like when she presented in front of the city of Fort Collins about microplastics we found in our waterways. But most of all, above and beyond, she is always swayed by beauty and truth. I had the privilege of having Skylar in one last and very virtual class for mindfulness this last few weeks, and have been impressed with her beautiful and thoughtful reflections on life. Skylar, as you move forward with your plans with college and beyond, don't forget that life is like a river, carried by the surprises of its own unfolding. Best of luck in your future adventures. Congratulations, Skylar Buchanan.
Doing as others told me, I was blind. Coming when others called me, I was lost. Then I left everyone, myself as well, and then I found everyone, myself as well. This is a poem from Rumi that reminded me of this student who has a passion for making other people feel better about themselves and feel beautiful and wonderful. There's an art to beauty, and that art is a reflection of the person who is creating it and who they are. Allie, there is a life force within your soul. Don't look outside, look inside yourself, as Ruby says. I wish you the best of luck at the Aveda Institute, and I looked it up, and Aveda means all knowledge, and all knowledge is within you, and yet I know you will continue to seek more, and I hope that you continue to make other people feel as beautiful as you are. Good luck, Allie, and congratulations.
Cass Landman, congratulations, you've made it. I talk to you here from the Grindle Gnome Workshop, also known as my garage, surrounded by creative things and implements and sawdust and weird objects that I create, to say thank you for all the creative process you've shared with me. You are indeed an honorary gnome. You have helped out my gnome crew and acted as a gnome, fearless and tenacious in everything you do, prolific at the rate of which you paint and sculpt and draw. Going through my classroom before the end of the school year, I found some other little trinkets you've made as you got into miniatures. I found a little art teacher version of myself that says I was best art teacher ever. I want to say thanks for you, for being the best art student ever, for making amazing things, for being fearless, for just being a rock star. No one will be able to fill your shoes, especially those funky, weird monster shoes that you made in my sculpture class. I'll miss you next year. Best wishes as you head off to design school. Cheers.
I remember Isabella as a quiet yet determined student in my English class, preferring to sit on the floor alone rather than at a table, and more concerned about equal rights and the impact of privilege than middle school drama. She was her own harshest critic, and after a great deal of internal struggle, she could produce truly beautiful work. And today, she has bloomed into a mentor, a world traveler, and a leader. Isabella, ya eres el cambio que quieras ver en el mundo. You are already the change you wish to see in the world. Continue to be a voice for those who are silenced, and a warrior for those who are in desperate need of a hero. But most importantly, allow yourself to be the best Isabella you can be. We are very proud of you. Congratulations.
What I admire most about Liv Pepin is she has a precise balance of mathematical logic and kind-hearted sweetness. And if you really stop to think about those two things, you know that oftentimes they don't get along very well. But when Liv is in charge, they absolutely do. She pairs the two traits together seamlessly and effortlessly. Her opinions are as solidly formed as her moral compass is soundly built. I've told Liv on multiple occasions that I believe that she has a really good heart. And if you know her, if you're lucky enough to, you can attest to this fact. I will miss our conversations about life, mathematics, and ridiculous things that we want to see changed in this world. Liv is about to embark and start that change. But as long as she follows her heart and her sound mind, she's got nothing to worry about. Thank you, Liv, for your time that you shared with me. You always make me smile, and I'm exceptionally proud of you, what you've accomplished, and what you still have yet to do. Thank you, and good luck.
Well, even though those staff are at a distance, I would just like to thank them again for contributing to our tradition. So give it up for the staff. All right, I think some additional recognition should go to our video editor, my assistant principal, Star Hill. And now that we've recognized you in that special Polaris way, it's time to make these graduates official. I will be certifying the graduates. Dr. Smizer will be presenting the graduating class of 2020, and Board President Favre will then confer the diplomas. So without further ado, Superintendent Smizer, members of the board, I certify that the Polaris graduating class of 2020 has fulfilled all the requirements as prescribed and set forth by Poudre School District, the Board of Education, and the State of Colorado. Now I welcome Dr. Smizer to present the class of 2020.
All right. Congratulations, Polaris Expeditionary Learning School Class of 2020. One more round of applause. In just a few moments, you will walk across this stage. I think you're going to have them walk across the stage, right? And receive your diploma. I am so proud of you, and I know your families and your loved ones are too. You didn't choose this moment in time to graduate from high school. You didn't choose to have only a few precious visitors come and join you, people that you love. You didn't choose to have your senior year with all of its once-in-a-lifetime events forever changed and altered. But you did choose to take all those changes and challenges in stride with a level of maturity unique to this graduating class. The whole class of 2020 around the globe experienced this senior year together. You are part of a historic class that will always be remembered. And I want you to know that you encourage me. Although your future plans may have been altered, you have been and you will also be changed by this experience, and it does not have to be in a negative way. Only time will tell the impact this worldwide event and other epic events that are happening now will have on you. But let me tell you why you can be encouraged and hopeful about your future. Over the course of history, when things like this happen, people rise up and react to make change, to bring hope, to move forward with the energy that the young people, you at the time, provide to society, especially young people like you. Young people are often the first to step up and react. And young people around the globe and here in the United States and in our local community are doing just that. Your hope and determination energizes others. Your vision for a better future as you see it moves those in power and those who have influence. You have individual and collective power to inspire, to frustrate, to challenge, and to motivate. You are not afraid to enter into a dialogue about things that others would rather not talk about. You are not afraid to challenge situations when others would rather not be challenged. You make the conversations happen. And the outcomes are often unclear and yet to be determined, but the conversations happen because you make them happen. And I want to personally thank you for that. Years ago, I gave a graduation speech to a class of students who were facing an uncertain future, the class of 2002. The first weeks of their senior year is when 9/11 happened. Our country was in turmoil. That class graduated in difficult times, and they each stepped up in their own ways. Some went to war. Some completely changed their career plans. Some responded by going into helping professions. Each one made decisions that were impacted by the drastic realities that they had faced that year, like you. And my biggest impression of them was that they stepped up. Their response to desperate issues was to respond, to work, to act, to speak, to inspire, to do something. You are like them. You will do something. Years later, I spoke to the graduating class of 2008. Their senior year fell smack in the middle of a terrible recession. Their families were losing their homes, the bottom fell out completely of our economy, and their job prospects were very dim. But just like you, their enthusiasm and their hope inspired everyone else. They helped push the boundaries of what work even was and started businesses online and started to show others what work could be. They went on to do amazing work. It was work they had not planned to do. Work that was not what their families had hoped for them. But they pushed forward, and over time, they were creative. Most of all, they didn't lose hope, but they did what they could when they could, and they found opportunities to make an impact and to follow their dreams, even if those dreams had been delayed. You are like them. You will find a way. And now, 12 years later, here we are. You, the class of 2020. You face a situation that is unprecedented since the great worldwide pandemic of 1918. We know so much more as humans now about how to react to limit the spread and the death toll, but the impact on your life and on your dreams and on your plans is real. But I have hope for your future, and part of my hope is you, because you will step up, each in your own way and in your own time. I have seen you do it already. You will push on society. You will challenge our past ways of doing things. You will energize us. You will insist. You will dare. You will care. You will create. You will demand. You will be an unusually strong force in society. I believe this, and you should too. You don't know yet what effect this will have on you, but I do know one thing. You will each step up, each in your own way and in your own time, and you will make a difference. You will look back years from now with pride, and all of us here today, we will look back and we will remember how you impacted us. Because we know you will do something, you will find a way, and you will make a difference. And we are now, and we will be forever, proud of you. The Polaris Expeditionary Learning School class of 2020. Congratulations. President Fev, as Superintendent of Poudre School District, I now present to you the Polaris Expeditionary Learning School class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Smyser. Graduating students,
as president of the Poudre School District Board of Education, and on behalf of the entire Board of Education, and with extra recognition for your courage and resilience in this extraordinary year of the coronavirus, I confer diplomas unto you, the Polaris High School graduating class of 2020. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Smizer and President Fave, for your additional stamps of approval here. So we are now ready to distribute these diplomas. Students, please remember to grab yours from the table. The first one starts in the lower left, and then you'll see the pattern afterwards. Then pause to get your picture taken right down here at the bottom of the stairs. We have gotten approval from the health department. If you'd like to remove your mask for the picture, Star is the one taking the picture. Feel free to do so. So, without further ado, Isabella Victoria Acosta. Congrats. Zachary David Arnold. Congratulations. Allison Grace Bursagel.
Congratulations, Alan.
Matan Gabriel Birnbaum. Congrats. Skylar Cassidy Buchanan.
Congratulations.
Isabel Suarez Cluid.
Congratulations.
Fawn Echo Duran. Soya Lucille Imami. Congratulations. Annika Corrine Feltz.
Congratulations.
Camille Page Friedal. Carlos David Funk. Caitlin Page Garish. Geneva Yvonne Hein. Cynthia Astar Hughes. Congrats. Annalie Buchan Kenise. Cass Hypatia Seeger Landman. Colton Darby Lee. Jasmine Jean Leonard. Joshua Gunnison Lurkins. You don't have to run. Congratulations. Dylan S. Mangus. Glad you joined us, buddy. Israel Christina Miller. Eliza Hale Nagel. Lauren Michelle O'Brien. Lassa Marie Off. Leif Matthias Olson. Congratulations. Olivia Clark Pepin. Micaiah Pugh. Felix Goose Seifert. Adam Edward Smith. Did I get it right? Jacoba Sage Stauffer. Holland Mark Sullivan. Evan Palmer Swanson. Congratulations. And Thorne X Winchester. Did you get your diploma? It's on the table. Here you go. Woo! Congratulations. Congratulations, Thorne. The class of 2020. So, before we conclude our ceremony, I'd like to thank the Fossil Ridge staff for hosting us. I would like to thank District Operations and Security for showing us around, make sure we're safe, as well as the Larimer County Health Department, and maybe the staff of Polaris, of course, but most importantly, PSD TV. They did a bang-up job. Thank you. Graduates, please stand. And remember, when we're done, Star and I are going to lead you out, and you're going to follow us from the last row. So the last row out will be this first row. So, students, to conclude our ceremony, we ask that you turn your tassel from the right to the left to signify that you have moved from a candidate to an actual graduate. Congratulations, you finally arrived at the moment you've all been waiting for!
Please follow directions from the ushers so you may exit safely